one thing I did
Mic
make sure
check,
of.
1 2 1 2.
I see you lighting up over there. We good. My bad. We late, y'all. But it's my fault. Actually, it's truly my fault.
We're not late. We're right on time.
No, the Lord.
Because they're late. I'm sure they're late logging in.
Time is relative. You know what I mean? Who said that? Einstein or somebody? I don't. One of them really smart people said some shit like that.
We're on time.
All of that. But you know what they say on what's that movie? Drumline. Being on time is late. All right.
Deion Sanders said that all the time.
Did he?
Yes.
Deion Sanders. What?
He's like, if my meeting starts at 6 and you walk in at 5:50, you're late.
What time he want you there?
Early.
Long story short, early.
Early.
I bet.
He's like, if you walking in at the start of the meeting, you are late.
Make sure we still on IG. We are. Bet. All right, cool. Yeah, that was weird. I don't even know how that shit just went down, but I'm about to record.
Say, if you come in at the start of the meeting, you late.
You late, bro. You late. I feel it. All right, y'all. Well, welcome back to the Green Route. This is episode 4 of season 2. Like, that's...
You've had some phenomenal guests.
Man.
Like...
My friends are pretty amazing. I can't flex. Like, I've just been very blessed to be brought into the presence of just incredible people. And so...
I still need to come back with Laura. Like, we have to...
Okay, when we get into the bigger space, which we will be in 6 weeks...
are we talking about the bigger space? Do people know?
We can talk about it towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about it towards the end. But yeah, just more space for us to have more guests, more foolery.
Because let me tell y'all, we got topics, but I'm not sure how many we gonna hit because when Mel and I get together, it's always a good time and always foolery because we gonna keep it real.
It's a thing. It's really a thing. Let me pull this mic towards me a little bit. But yeah, no, I like, okay, y'all, let me first of all introduce who I have right here. You good over there?
I'm good.
Make sure we can see your face.
Hey,
let's do a camera check. Yep, she looks amazing. I look okay. Cool.
The sweater is fly. Let's get into that with the matching kicks.
Okay. Do they match? I just kind of threw them on. Look, here. Can I? I'm going to put them in your camera right here.
Listen, fly.
Go. Okay.
Everybody say fly. Come on.
Sing it to me. Sing it to me. So, y'all, I have my incredible, amazing, just beautiful, gorgeous, fly as the fuck friend with me. So, we actually met at AT&T. I think I may have been in my first job with AT&T when I met you. At the center up in Richardson. And so, yeah, I met her through another great friend of mine who will be on the show, crazy enough, soon enough.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And so...
Because his driving humor is so hilarious.
he really is.
Hilarious.
He sneaks it in there. So we met, y'all, and really it was, I knew LaToya through... Marve, and then LaToya and I started to develop our own relationship when I went to headquarters downtown. And since then, we just started hanging out outside of work and genuinely became friends. LaToya is everything media, everything fashion, journalism, entertainment. So... long story short, look for this lady. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for her to leave the corporate job so she can just go on and be a media mogul.
That might be happening soon.
I'm just saying, the checks are right. If the checks come correct, why not? So, yeah, so she is not only in marketing and media for AT&T, but also the vice president, the newly minted vice president. You should show the plaque now. This is a great time to show the plaque. Let me put the camera on you. The newly minted vice president of Dallas Weekly, y'all, as of about a month ago now.
Yes.
She was the managing editor, and now she is the vice president, and that is an attestation to her hard work, to how she just pours into people, into the community, into everyone she touches. So I'm so excited to have her with me. She is also a fashion model, stylist. You can tell by the fit. Details are everything. Details
Details matter.
I'm saying, accessorize. How accessorize? So yeah, and the mother of an incredibly talented daughter who I promise you we are going to see on TV or hear on the radio or something when that baby decides which path she wants to take with her talent. She's absolutely incredible. So, welcome LaToya Henry, y'all. Like,
listen, I'm excited to be here. I'm such a fan.
Aw.
I love the space. The space is amazing. The drinks are flowing.
Liquor.
And it's super good. And I love what you're doing. I love your heartbeat. I love your passion.
Thank you.
I love that you're consistent. People think that, you have to have a large following to do things like this.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a plan.
Yeah.
You hit go, you hit live.
Yeah.
And you flow.
That's right.
You stay consistent. And that's what I admire about you, is that you have been consistent through and through.
Thank you.
And I know you're going to just go far, and I'm excited to just watch you grow just develop more. So I'm super excited to be here. Listen, Mel done sent me a whole little
rundown. Rundown.
And I didn't look at nothing. So listen, don't hold me to nothing I'm going to say, but I'm going to keep it real with you.
I love it. What's crazy, y'all, is, I sent the topics last night because we try to stay close to what the news cycle is doing. And then today, it was like 2 or 3 big stories popped. And I was like, damn, should I add that to the lineup? So actually, I'm going to give a quick rundown of that shit real quick.
Did you throw Halle Berry in there?
I did not. Yeah, but okay.
AK, that's all I'm going to say.
So we used to do quick hits. You want to do some quick hits real quick?
Let's do some quick hits.
Let's do some quick hits. All right. Story number 1. I'm going to start with the more serious one, and then we can move to Halle Berry's ain't shit ex-husband. So number 1. Not sure if y'all heard about this, but I was coming in the house and I just happened to look at the TV, and the headline said that leader of the Wagner Group. So remember the guy who had hoped to stage a coup in Russia?
Yes.
So the guy who Putin has employed, him and his soldiers, to help to actually fight the war in Ukraine, the Wagner Group. Well, apparently he died in a plane crash today. Right outside of Moscow. I want to point that out. Yeah, so the speculation is that it was shot down, right? The plane was shot down by Russian missiles. I also want to put out there, so remember we've been talking about Niger.
Yeah.
The coup that was staged there. Niger is literally and potentially right on the, in the center of destabilization of a lot of domestic policy within Africa, but also diplomatic relations across the world. Because, think about what's happening with BRICS, South Africa, all of that, right? So Niger has been the center of a lot of contention with countries like America, South Africa, Kenya, all of that, because to lose that means that, there's just a lot of destabilization in the area. Apparently, the military leader who took hostage the democratically elected president in Niger had been talking to the Wagner Group about helping them to put the government back in the hands of civilian rule. So as much as I love to believe that Putin was up to this on him, by himself, there are too many people invested in too many pots that the Wagner Group was involved in for this to just, in my opinion, to just be a Putin-Russia thing. Just my thoughts.
No, I 100% agree with you.
And I will say that when I was watching BBC, they actually showed a picture of the leader of the Wagner Group and one of the military leads from Niger shaking hands. So I don't think that we are on our own in believing that this could be bigger than just...
It's definitely bigger.
The potential coup.
So you definitely got to watch.
Yeah.
It's going to unfold and the truth is going to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Or will it?
I think it will.
Oh.
I think it will. Now, it might be
It's easy to blame Putin, though.
Now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's easy to blame, but years come, the truth is going to come out.
Yeah.
People going to fold.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody going to say something to somebody in a bar and somebody going to overhear it.
Yeah, the truth is going to come out.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, y'all. It's pretty bad to really think about this man, and they've been searching for him for a minute. So remember, after the whole coup, the attempted coup thing,
and
they were
like,
they was like, is he in Belarus? Where is he? And somebody found out his plane was taken. It was his plane. Let's point that out. This wasn't no commercial flight. You know what I mean? This was his shit.
How many other people were on the plane?
There were 10 total on the plane, and all 10 are Russian media are saying that they are being confirmed deceased.
I hate to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's our
had to come down because of.
And when you see the video, it's like, that wasn't no mechanical error.
Absolutely not.
So yeah, it's so that's crazy. So that's the number one quick hit. The second thing, y'all, the RNC debate is set to start within the hour. I think it's almost 30 minutes. It's 9 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. Trump will not be there. We knew Trump was like thinking about, okay, how am I going to take viewership from the RNC debate? And he even said, like, I don't need to be there. People know who the fuck I am. Like, y'all need to go get you some publicity, right?
Of course.
He's not lying. He when you are the clear front runner, I think something like 40 some odd %, or maybe even 50 some odd %.
It's like a waste of time.
Like, yeah, we're still voting for Trump. 91 charges.
You know my fucking name.
91 charges, and he was like, of course you know me.
Thanks for giving me the free publicity.
Right. So he also got to prepare to turn himself in tomorrow in Atlanta.
Are we waiting for this? Are we excited?
About Atlanta? I think Georgia is going to be a very special case. I think Fani Willis has a really strong case. Some of the, like, the others are strong, don't get me wrong, but like Fani Willis, like, she has like the phone call, right? The recordings.
How long you think he's gonna stay there? Because I think he got like.
Oh, he's gonna be out on $200,000 bail tomorrow. Yeah, he won't actually go into a sale or anything.
Take a mugshot.
I would love to see a mugshot. Put them Chanel bracelets on him. That would be cute. Trump, give us a mugshot, cause see, that would also raise his street cred too. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. If he got a mugshot, that would be pretty crazy.
Because I have a message to our people.
Okay, let me.
With the upcoming election, I want Democrats to understand that we as a community, as Black people, we're not voting Democrat just because we're Black.
No,
we're not. So like this debate that's happening. People really need to tap into it. And look at seriously, because this election is so important. It's so important. You gotta vote for the best candidate. At this point, we can't look at parties.
That's real.
You can't look at parties. It's so important to look at the candidates, and you need to. So Republican, we see who's the number one runner. But if you didn't like his presidency when he was running, you need to look at the other Republicans that's out there.
That's right.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And so Democrats, y'all, they got to come, because we're not voting just because you're a Democratic Party.
Yeah, no.
I will write somebody in. Do you understand me?
Democrats.
Because I'm not playing with Democrats or Republicans.
Democrats have taken our vote for granted for too long.
And we're educated. We got social media that's out here.
Yeah, we can educate each other.
More.
Yeah.
We're holding more people accountable.
Yeah.
So they got to come with it.
That's real.
And not take us for granted.
That's very real.
Because we're not taking the BS no more.
That's very real.
We're tired of your shit.
Like Democratic Party, I hope you hear the message. And matter of fact, Kenneth, chop this up and make a clip out of it. Because 100%, like, we are over having our votes taken for granted over and over again, only for Democrats to be like, oh, thanks for the votes. See you in 4 years. You know what I mean?
And my people I know people don't like talking about politics, but don't be ashamed to say that you voted for Republican. Like, if that's what you did, that's what you did.
But know why. That's my other thing. Yeah. Like,
they know the reason why, but they just ashamed to say it because they feel like other Black people are going to shame them for doing that. Stand bold in your decision. No, be confident.
Whoever you vote for, cool with me. My thing is, did you vote for selfish reasons? And here's the issue I have, honestly, with a lot of Black men in particular who voted for Trump, is because they were voting against Hillary. They didn't want a woman in office. It wasn't. You have literally one of the most qualified people to ever run for president in Hillary Clinton. Let's be clear about her qualifications are there. Trump's are not. They just were not there.
100. That's a whole. You got to bring me back so we could talk about, because the way that the world show up for men and how they don't show up for women.
Y'all was mad about pantsuits and emails. Y'all was mad about her wearing pantsuits and emails?
It's beyond me.
When he's talking about grabbing by the pussy, and you got a mama and sisters and aunties and a grandma, and like so my thing is this, specifically black men, because you will notice that the Republican Party has begun to cater to you all more and more and more. Like
stroking y'all egos.
Yes, be careful. Do understand this. They know that y'all want to be in the demographic of the Supreme.
Yeah.
The problem is white supremacy wasn't built for y'all. Mm-hmm. It was never meant to include you. And so the way you talk about...
Can you say that again?
It was never meant to include you. So the way, the ego is being stroked is like, oh, you can lead, the community, and you can, have everything you want. And these women, these feminists need to know their places. And it's just like, okay, these women, these feminists have been holding our community down since we got here.
And we're going to still hold it down when your ass leave.
So if you are voting Republican, I'm not mad at you. I really am not. I would just ask that you have a logical reason that is wrapped up in more than your ego for doing so. If the policy is right, if they can meet the agenda that is good for both you and the community, and potentially, and I guess I should add your family, then sure. One of my friends, matter of fact, Nathan, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, he said, and I'll never forget, he was like, I don't care what black people vote for. We need to vote for the person that can take our agenda and say, yep, I can meet these things. Whoever can meet the most things on our list, it doesn't matter what party.
We can't look at the party.
That's it.
That's why when you say Democrats have taken us for granted for years,
yes,
because that's what we were taught. Mm-hmm. It was like that unspoken word.
They speak a lot of a lot of our language when it comes to social issues. So like, oh yeah, we believe in free childcare and shared services and all, and we do believe in that. The problem is they don't deliver any of it. The problem is they never deliver. They campaign on it, and they may give you a crumb, and then it's like, well, I got to run again because I couldn't get all that done in 4 years. And so it really is a way to perpetuate keeping them in a job, to make sure I don't fix enough. I fix just enough. I don't fix too much, though. So I can keep myself.
I'm giving y'all a little hope.
That's it. Just a tad. So yeah, I genuinely don't care who you vote for. Just really think through the reason you are voting and make sure that it's not wrapped up in your own personal ego, and that it's about the greater good. Because to be honest, like, you always hear that like, oh, black women are the conscience of this country, but we almost have to be, because we've always had to think of the greater. We've always had to think of community.
And we're the smartest. I'll go and say that.
You want to say it again in the camera?
And we're the smartest, please. No.
Yep.
Put some respect on our name.
Put some respect on my name.
We are the standard. Black women are the standard. I know y'all think white men are, black women, we are the standard, okay? Please and thank you.
I can't disagree. I can't disagree at all. Okay, you want to talk about Halle Berry and this husband of hers?
So Halle Berry, $8,000 in
alimony,
joint custody.
Okay.
She still has to pay full tuition, after school extracurricular activities.
Are those her children?
Yes, and I think this is split between 2 different men.
Wait.
Don't quote me, but
What you mean? It's the $8,000?
Yeah, I think.
So they're getting $4,000 apiece?
I don't know how the breakdown is, but. And I know. So let's get this straight. $8,000 a month is nothing, but it's the principle
for Halle Berry. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, who's not paying $8,000 a month? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people don't even make $8,000 annually.
Thank you.
And you talking about a month.
So I didn't know it was split between joint, 2 different men.
It's joint. So I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I was reading, but so Holly and the husband, the ex-husband, it's like Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday through Sunday type deal. Then they alternate weekends. Mm-hmm. So it's really split.
And she still has to pay $8,000 a month.
Ain't that a shame?
I mean, Mary J, what was that fool asking for? 10, 20,000, something like that. Kicked. And them wasn't even her kids. Them was his kids.
He need his ass kicked.
I'm all right, princess. You know what I mean? Like, relax, y'all.
If you're a man tuning in, can you Put in the comments. Like,
we would actually really love to know. We would love to know. Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this? Tell us how you feel about this. Mm-hmm. And then tell us why men try to come. And then when you get to a point where you're engaged, you're about to get married, and a woman wants to sign a prenup, the men get in their feelings. But this is why. Because you're not about to take all the money that I worked hard for. Are you serious right now?
Would you make a man sign a prenup?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Do you know my name? Oh, absolutely. Listen here. My name hold weight. My net worth. Come on now.
I love that.
Okay.
I'm
speaking that to existence. Hallelujah.
Amen.
But I'm just saying, like, you're not about to take nothing from me and mine.
Yeah. And 8,000 is
on top of tuition.
Yeah.
Extracurricular activities and all those other things.
That's for him to like big kick it with.
She has to pay that.
I wish I remembered the number from Mary J when she was getting divorced, because I remember
it was a crazy number for alimony. Like, it was crazy.
It was nuts. Yeah. And I'm like, I know Mary J makes money, but Jesus Christ, like, is that what we doing out here? But let a woman do it. She a gold digger. She you know what I mean?
She can't hold her own.
Yeah.
She a trick.
Yep.
She a bitch.
Yep.
This, that, and the third. Black women always want money, and this, that, and the third.
All these bitches.
Can we do let's talk about Irv Gotti.
What he do?
Because he was talking about
what did Irv Gotti do?
He's talking about how much he worth. I guess he sold all his stuff, and he worth X amount of dollars. But he don't like dating black women because all they do is want money. What else you got to offer?
Irv, because that face ain't hidden. This we know. Must be the bag, because it ain't your face.
This is the rap that black women get.
When we gonna have to do an episode on like stereotypes.
Talk about these stereotypes. Talk about these black men, because I even have some in my family that I'm disgusted with.
We'll have to talk about stereotypes, and it's crazy as a black woman who has never been a stereotypical black woman. Like I get the insight of black men because they trust me and they talk to me, given I'm not the stereotypical black woman. And sometimes I'm like, the logic is like, did you make that up? Who told you that was the truth? Like,
they made that shit up.
I think a lot of them hear it from one another, and it's just like it becomes their gospel. And so we gonna have to do a
because they listen to their other clown ass friends.
We gonna have to do an episode on stereotypes, and maybe that's one that me, you, and Laura can do together. Yes. That would be cute. That would be real cute. All right, hey, we gotta hop into these topics. Topics because we're gonna be here all night.
Let's go.
All right, first things first.
We talked about one of them already.
Which one?
Your boy, Trump.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, well, yeah, he's okay. So we can just go on and knock that one out real quick. So Trump is gonna turn himself into the Fulton County Jail tomorrow. But the whole point of that that story was to talk about the fact that Trump is going to be out on $200,000 bail. Mm-hmm. Now, the Fulton County Jail, if you are not aware, is notorious. It has been investigated time and time and time again because of how many inmates have died in the custody as prisoners in that space. There were 15 last year. There have been, I believe, 5 or 6 already in 2023.
Are they investigating this?
Mm-hmm. There is now an investigation going on. What's crazy, though, one of those deaths, and this just, it ate me up, no pun intended, to read it. One of the deaths, his name was LaShawn. I cannot remember his last name yet. But this man was eaten alive by insects and bed bugs in his cell. Like, that's how dire the conditions are.
That's horrible.
So the whole point of that story was really to address, number one, that, of course, Trump will be turning himself in and that he will be released on bond because he has the funds. But number two, that he will be... That's right. $200K, which to Trump is nothing, right? He probably paid one of his ex-wives alimony every month. $200K, like, it's not. That's like one of his kids, allowance monthly or something, right? Yeah. So for him, it's nothing. But he's going to this prison where if he were not wealthy, he would have to sit there, right? If he could not bail himself out, bond himself out. The other thing that I really wanted to point out is that cash bail has been a topic of discussion for a while because it really does continue to criminalize the poor while it rewards and sets free the wealthy. So Illinois had a law that passed maybe last year. I want to say it was last year. And people were calling it the Purge Law. Do you remember hearing about that?
Okay.
People were calling it the Purge Law, but that was actually a narrative spun by police-supported publications to push that narrative. So what the law actually did was say, hey, as long as you were not arrested for any type of violent crime, we will release you until it's time for your court hearing. Which, if you know anybody who's been in that system, in the criminal justice system, like it happened to my own uncle. Because people cannot bond out, they lose everything, their homes, their jobs, because you can't work. You are literally restricted to this space, right? You could be held for having 2 blunts in your pocket. And if you don't have the money to bond out, you literally lose everything. So what Illinois did was say, hey, like this is literally discriminating against poor people. And it's allowing potential rapists, or, you know, we're on TikTok, so excuse me, TikTok. It's allowing people who have been convicted of violent crimes to get out because their daddy can pay or because they have a big bank account. So Illinois was the first state to say, California tried it and it didn't pass. Illinois was the first state to get it done, and it was actually challenged so much so that that part of the law was held up in court and it wasn't implemented. But now it is, and I appreciate it because it does allow people who may be, number one, wrongly accused, but held on something super petty, where they are not violent, they're not any flight risk, they really should be released on their own recognizance to get out and continue their lives and also build their case with their attorney or with their public defender while they can move around and keep their lives intact. You think about how many families this breaks up when people have to stay in these prisons for sometimes months and years just to get a hearing, to get a trial, to get a court date. And I love the fact that Illinois is leading the way. So I
love that. I love that. However,
okay,
I'm from Detroit, and I watch the news, Crime in the D, every day. Me and my friend, we send each other stuff, and it's like repeated offenders. You let them out, and they go commit another crime.
But see, that's the thing about the law. There are very specific rules to who can be released without a cash bond.
Because that is my biggest problem.
Yeah, it can't be a violent crime. It can't. So I hear, and which is why it was so easy to spin the Purge Law narrative. Because they're like, when you think about the Purge, the movie, right? People out there murdering people. No judge in Illinois is like, oh, they saw you kill somebody. All right, I'm gonna let you out. Like, no, it could be as simple as, I got caught with 2 blunts and they arrested me for it because it's not decriminalized in the state that I live in. And how many people do we know that had just a little bit on them? Just a little bit. Not enough to distribute, right? Not enough to sell, but are literally being locked up and being held and losing everything. So if you actually go read through the law, I do agree with it because there are very specific rules. If you're like a convicted felon of a violent crime, I'm gonna hold you.
Keep your ass in jail.
But if I picked you up on jaywalking and your bail is $15,000 and you don't have it, can you imagine you're going to lose so much for walking across the street?
And you probably had an asshole cop in the first place.
There you go. It also it makes the cops prove that you committed the crime. That's the other thing. So if they pick you up and they're like, oh, you're a suspect in a crime, I'm gonna hold you here, right? I'm arresting you because I suspect you did this. You fit the narrative or whatever, right? It makes the cops actually go prove that this person committed the crime. You can't just keep me locked up in here because you think, right, that I did something. So I definitely hear you, but I think that's why it's important. And the same way you talked about, people watching the debate and really understanding what these candidates are talking about. Like, y'all, it is so important to actually read these laws and read these policies.
Because
it's boring,
we have the internet. Like, you have to go out there and do your own research. Look in your county. It's so important. Yeah. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Let me Google real quick and read and make sure I understand before I go, because it's so important.
Yeah. And to know the details, because if not, you kind of open yourself up to things like the propaganda of the whole purge law thing. Yeah. And I mean, I watched Black people spreading that narrative. And finally, I did a TikTok video on it and was like, hold on, let's back it up. Yeah. Let's back it up and actually break down what this is and make sure that we are not helping to spread the narrative that's been fed to us about a law that's actually going to help y'all more than anybody else in this country. No. Like, let's be clear. And again, California tried it and it didn't pass on the ballot. And so,
and probably because people didn't research.
There you go.
And read,
they didn't really know what it was about. They didn't really know what it was about.
I understand. Because sometimes, listen, sometimes the language be real tricky.
And on purpose. On purpose.
It be real tricky. Yeah. It be real tricky, but that's when you got to go do your research.
That's it. Look, it be words in them bills. I'll be like, Google. Because what does this mean?
So do you want me to say yes or no? Let me go back and reread
Google,
this.
Let me see what this actually means, because I don't trust y'all at
I thought I was the only person. I'd be like, so am I supposed to vote yes or no?
I don't trust y'all at all.
Read.
So yeah.
Educate yourself.
That was the whole point, y'all, was to talk about, how our former president is, number one, getting arrested again, but also how he's going to be released on bond from a prison that is notorious for losing predators. But I hope he get that mugshot. I pray he gets that mugshot. And then
Trump,
how cash bail,
give us the mugshot.
And how that cash bail really does impact people like us who may not have it, right? Yeah. Like, I don't want my mama putting her house up to get me out. So just, you know what I mean? And that can be part of the other episode, right? When we talk about how that shit impacts how we build wealth in this country, right? Because how many people, grandmas and mamas, got to put their houses up on the line to get them out.
What movie was that? I mean? Oh my goodness, when I first introduced to it was a movie. The mama done put the house up for the son, and the son he escaped.
Oh no. So she lost her house?
Yeah.
Dang.
He escaped. I think it was a movie with Oprah.
It was Oprah?
Now I'm going to have to go look that movie up. Yeah.
Because you're not fooling me, some Oprah.
Yeah, the mama put the house up for the son, and he done ran off.
Dang. Okay.
She lost her house.
We're going to have to look that one up. That might be my movie for the night. We're going to see.
This when I was young, it was really introduced to, like, what's really going on.
Yeah, it's so deep.
Mother's love.
It's so deep. So yeah. All right, y'all. So that was the first topic, and you're right. We did kind of hit it. So boom, that one's out the way. Bam. The second thing we should talk about is these goddamn student loans. So repayments start in October. The White House launched their new repayment plans.
Is it really new?
They're new income-driven repayment plans. And some of them are new. I did look through it.
And so tell me what's new. Because let me tell you, my prayer is that I wake up one day and it says zero balance. That is my prayer.
So, okay, look into that camera and tell Biden what you want. Tell Daddy Joe what you need.
Listen, Big Papa Joe, let me just tell you. I would love for you to balance out zero my student loans. Can you make that happen, please? Please, Big Daddy. Thank you.
Please.
Because the shit is ridiculous, okay?
Joe. Hey, Joe.
Listen, Papa Joe, we're not playing with you and these student loans. Like, listen, if it's over 20 years, let's cancel that shit out. Like, seriously. Like, let's go.
I love it.
Like, why are we keep wasting energy and time on it? Just cancel the shit out and let's move on and forward. Like,
so, crazy enough, that's actually part of the plan. So, it's based on your income rather
than
is
bullshit.
Your balance.
It's bullshit.
Well, so some of the percentages have changed too. So remember, like, some of the repayment plans was like,
I still can't afford it.
You can't.
I still can't afford it.
Let me tell it. I ain't got it, Joe. I ain't got it.
I still can't afford it. Because income driven, I don't care how much the student. It's still bullshit.
Let me tell you. I was on a standard repayment plan when I first got out of business school. When I first got out. Ask me how much my student loan payment was.
How much was it?
Over $1,000 a month. As a brand new business school graduate, I was making decent money.
I believe it.
But it wasn't like I was killing the game just yet. You know what I mean?
Even if you are killing the game, it's still ridiculous.
It was terrible.
Based on your income.
Yeah.
I'm a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
My income is decent.
Mm-hmm.
I have mortgage, car note, extracurricular activity. My kid is like 10 bills.
Alone.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you think, like, seriously.
Yeah.
Okay? And I know, listen, the government don't give a fuck about none of that. I know they don't.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
But it's still, like, let's keep it real in the reality of it.
Yeah.
Cancel the shit out. Uncle Joe, Papa Joe, whatever you want me to call you.
Big Daddy JoJo.
I just want, you want me to send you my number?
Maybe some feet pictures. Like, you got pretty feet. That would be cute.
Because it's ridiculous. So when you say income driven, that shit don't tickle my fancy.
Yeah, well, income driven
makes me more angry.
A specific portion of your income, which is going to be lower than the income driven payments I was on before this. But also, matter of fact, let me pull
some facts
the fact sheet for you.
Pull up the facts.
Okay.
Because I'm not believing this shit.
It has to be between 5 and 10% of their discretionary income. So that means after all your bills, and your baby is a bill.
10 bills.
5 to 10% of what's considered discretionary. So that means my going out money, our drinking money. You gonna take 5 to 10% of that compared to what I was paying? I'll actually take this. I'll take that. I can have a few drinks here at the house before we go out.
When does this go into effect?
The repayments start in October.
Well, so let's revisit this after October and let's see
we'll
for
see
real.
How it goes. Let me see. So also.
Because I'm really sick of student loans. Like, seriously.
So, okay.
Because didn't Biden tell us that he was going to clear that shit? Like,
after 120 payments. So 10 years is now the new, because I think it was 20 before, right?
You graduated over 20 years ago?
No, 100%. So I graduated in 2015. I'm about due. And I was paying up until 2020. So I am praying, and we don't know yet, but I am praying that those payments count. Because that was...
Are they going to backdate?
That's what I want to know, if those payments count. Because that's 5 years of payments right there.
Because if you backdating, baby, clear me out right now, Papa Joe.
We good to go.
Go ahead and clear me right on out.
We good, baby boy. We good.
Listen, now you done perked me up and I get excited.
I'm just saying. Look. And the thing is, like, I did a pretty decent job at, like, chopping my shit down in those 5 years.
Well,
because
I didn't. Listen.
The thing is, I was like, I don't want this hanging over my head. I wasn't working in any type of public service, was like people who were getting forgiven. So I really did, at the time, I'm working for a for-profit company.
Yeah.
I didn't have any chance of forgiveness. None. And so for me, it was just like, I just gotta.
Can you forgive my friend too, Papa Joe? Please.
I'll put the camera on me.
Please forgive my friend.
Hi.
And me.
Hi. I can also help you some policy if you like.
Listen,
she got the feet
for trade.
And yeah.
Listen, Papa Joe, we're a good time. Okay, listen. If nothing else, we are a good time.
We drink, we cuss, and we talk politics. God damn it.
We are a good time.
I love it. So yeah, they released that again. Repayments are going to restart in October. What's crazy is, like, retailers are now getting worried, like, wait, we've been having these record profits, right? Because people have had all this extra money to spend. They've been able to raise prices like crazy.
Do retailers really think that, like, because they haven't paid student loans, that people got extra money because of that?
Well, for a while they did, right? Like, remember, I don't know about you, but I was saving a shit ton of money when quarantine hit and they paused them student loans. I got my backyard done. I got shit done around. I had all kind of... And number one, it was because we weren't going out as much. I want to admit that.
Because let me tell y'all, Mel likes to go out. Mel, one of the friends I got to, like, put on Do Not Disturb because she always want to go out. But go ahead. Sorry.
Me? Me? I'll be at the house, y'all. I'll be right here. Now, will I invite you to my house so we can pop a bottle? 100%. We'll go out to that fire pit, to that deck, and act a fool. Put a little something on the grill. So what they say, black people, as soon as it get a little warm, let's throw something on the grill.
Listen, it could be cold outside. We're going to throw something on the grill.
We're going to throw a little something on the grill because one thing I do really enjoy, y'all, I'm going to be honest, is this house. I love being at my house. And so to have people that I love here with me, eating, drinking, having a good time, listening to music, I'm here. Now, I will hit them streets. Don't get me wrong. I might go to Black Canvas this week. You going?
I think I was going next week.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll go next week then.
Next week is like a big thing.
For what?
The 31st?
No. Is it?
Yeah, they like selling promo and tickets.
No, I got a date next week. Okay, I can't go next week. I'm gonna have to go this week. Anyway, what are we talking about? Shout out to Gabe and GS and Rockstar and Kev and our friends over there.
Those y'all are friends. Y'all our friends amazing. Are so dope. Listen, if you don't have dope friends,
get some.
Rethink your life. Seriously.
Talk to the Lord.
Rethink your life, and let's talk to Papa Joe about these student loans.
Yeah. And for our dope friends, because I know a few of our dope friends that we just talked about, like they also have student loans, and a lot of them are artists. Wake up one day
and they're just like zero. Like I just want my balance to be zero. I'm still praying that prayer. I write in my prayer journal. That's student loans.
Yeah.
Zero balance.
I'm talking to the cosmic crew about it. It's real. It's real. Yeah. All right. So next story, y'all, and this one, it's a good news story, but y'all already know I got to talk about the why of the story. So, okay, Burger King employee. Have you heard about this one? He worked for the company 20 years, never missed a day, never took a sick day.
What city and state was this in?
Let me look right now. Hold on. Look that up. So while I look that up, never missed a day, right?
Work ethic
when he retired, he was given Las Vegas. He was at the airport in Las Vegas. He worked at the airport.
Oh, so it was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he was given a bag of candy. Hold on.
This already some bullshit.
they gave this motherfucker a bag of candy.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta pull up the actual. There we go. A movie ticket. One. It sounds like one. It was singular. It wasn't a plural. It wasn't
S. a pair of tickets.
He couldn't take nobody with him to the movies.
Okay.
Baby had to go solo to the movies. They gave him a movie ticket, a coffee cup. I pray it didn't have Burger King on it. Jesus. And a few other small items for working over 20 years at Burger King without ever missing a day. Let me tell you something about me, baby girl. I'm going to miss me a few days because I'm going to have the sniffles. My allergies going to be acting up.
The work ethic and the integrity of this employee, freaking phenomenal. Phenomenal. I applaud you.
You know them kids, like, when you was in school, they got, like, perfect attendance. Like, you never missed a day since kindergarten.
That was me.
Hell no, that wasn't me.
That was me. Listen.
Child.
Mom and Papa Henry, they made me go to school every day.
No.
Listen.
Deborah,
if I said I was sick, I couldn't go out and play.
Deborah would walk in my room, especially in high school, and if I wasn't out the bed, she'd be like, you going to school today? And I'd be like, I ain't going to make it. All right, no problem. And she would leave me right there.
We're not talking about high school. High school's a whole different story. But grade school?
Yeah. But I mean, when I graduated from high school, like people were getting awards for like never missing a day since elementary or something crazy.
I don't think they get that out of high school, because if you didn't skip in high school, what was you doing with your life?
I'm confused. If you didn't just feel like staying at the house some days in high school.
My senior year, I didn't. I spent plenty of days at home.
Let me tell you.
I spent plenty of days at home my senior year in high school.
There were days my mother would walk in my room and look at me like, you ain't gonna make it today. I'm not. I'm gonna take me a day. And as long as I had all my assignments in, I ain't had no tests, nothing, Deborah would go on right on to work and leave me where I was.
My parents didn't care. And I would forge their signature on the...
Because I was taking care of my business. It wasn't like I wasn't getting...
I was sick, so that's why I didn't go to school.
Oh, yeah. No, I ain't had no sickness.
Yeah, my parents, they were just like, I'm like, look, I'm not feeling good today.
Today I need a mental health day. I'm just not feeling it today. So this man ain't missed a day of work in 20 years. And that's what they gave him. So you know what the internet did? And sometimes I hate the internet, but sometimes it is a wonderful, beautiful, ghetto, ridiculous place. They raised almost $500K for this man because
How did the story get out?
I believe NPR picked it up.
Did he post about it? Did Burger King brag that they had somebody retiring for 20 years? Like, how did we find out that this man didn't get shit for when he retired?
I was happy because I did not know everyone gets something. Oh my.
So he doesn't have internet.
He said, I was happy to get this because I did not know everyone gets something. He was happy to get the little package that he got.
He doesn't have the internet.
Oh, Lord.
He doesn't know his value or his worth.
Oh, here's how it happened. Oh, I love this. So he was so grateful for the little trinkets he got. It says, Ford, a big believer in appreciating small gestures in life, showed off the goodie bag on TikTok. The video went viral, partly because people were outraged on his behalf. While many on social media said they respected Ford's work ethic and positive attitude, they also argued that he deserved more than a bag of treats for prioritizing his job over his health. That led his daughter to start a GoFundMe campaign last June in hopes of raising some money for her father to visit his grandchildren in Texas. So he down. We should see if he in Dallas and find him. Dead ass.
Cause, sir, I would do a story on you because I'm angry right now at Burger King. Burger King. Exactly. You got 24 hours to respond to us.
I'm putting that in my notes. I'm going to try to find his daughter and see if they're anywhere close.
But Burger King, you have 24 hours to respond because I need to know why you didn't do anything above and beyond a candy bag and some little...
Because they're not required to.
I know, but still. Like, as a leader... See, that's the difference between a manager and a leader, okay? As a leader, you want to show appreciation to... your people, and you've invested over 20 years, I'm going to go to corporate. I'm going to go to CEO and like, listen, we need to do something.
Yeah, that's real. 20 years and this man ain't never missed a day.
And I bet you the manager didn't even advocate on his behalf.
No.
But see, that's the difference between a
manager and a leader. Say that. Because what they say, a leader will tell you to go do it. A manager will tell you to go do it. A leader, they'll roll up their sleeves and get in there with you and get it done. And so 100% agree. So shout out to his daughter. And that is on my list of things to do tonight. I'm going to see if they're anywhere near Dallas.
Yes, please do that. Because listen, I'm always looking for a good story to tell.
But so again, part of the green route, right, is the bigger implication here. And you asked the question, Burger King, why did y'all not do more? Like as a company, a multi-billion-dollar
company. He invested so many years of his life.
That's right.
To serving your customers. That's right. You know, I bet they came to Burger King just to see him. I'm sure people knew him on a first name basis, you know, and for him to be so grateful, you know, we're irate because we're like, he deserved more because we receive more. But for him to be so grateful and so humble and so proud of the work that he did, Burger King, you're really disappointed. And you let us down.
Let's talk about how it's not just a Burger King then. So when I started doing my research, right, and I started digging deeper, what I found is that a lot of fast food places, a lot of fast food chains, when quarantine hit, when COVID-19, and remember there was this whole thing about, oh, these are our essential workers, and all of a sudden they were really important. Like the people who we usually shit on in this country were really important. You know what fast food places did? They start rethinking their paid sick policies and trying to figure out how to get away with not paying hourly employees for being sick or being quarantined because they knew what it was. So when I look at stuff like this, I'm like, we have these companies that are literally trying to get out of paying people their due. Look at what happened with Yellow Trucking Company, just, what was that, about a month ago, right? When they went out of business. I think they're headquartered in Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. You know, there was a viral TikTok, which is another reason why I love that fucking app. A viral TikTok of a man going off because he's like, I have given decades to this company and you telling me that my pension is gone? It's not, like, what are we talking about? Like, what am I supposed to do now? And it's a huge issue when I think government will not step in and say, like, ain't no way this man gonna work 20 years for you and he can't live after 20 years. So that is why, I'm going to be honest, I love to see unions coming back. My mother was a union employee. I got to be close to the unions at a very young age. She worked for the County of Los Angeles. And so I saw what collective bargaining could do at a very young age. And I love to see the Teamsters popping back up. Like, they just cut a deal with UPS last night where I think 340,000 workers are now going to get raises where they can actually, like, live with the rising cost of living in this country. And that's what happens when people get together and they're like, yo, we're not going to work for pennies.
Yeah, the big three is going through that right now. They're going through
with is that Ice Cube? The big three, you said?
No, Chrysler, Ford.
Oh, the auto. Yeah. When I got to LA a few weeks ago, I was there for a family reunion. There was a huge billboard by LAX that was like, you know, we support the writers and the actor strike. The automotive industry has already decided to strike, and it was like another industry that was like, don't make us join them. And I was like, I fuck with it. Yeah. I fuck with it. Yeah.
Shout out to my dad, who's been at one of the big three for over 50 years.
I love it.
But no, if they don't get it right, they're striking.
And
they are striking.
It's the beauty of collective bargaining. Yeah. Like Starbucks. And I
stand behind them.
Amazon.
You have to,
100%.
People let's talk about corporate for a second. Corporate, blue collar. When you know your worth, you can demand and you can expect more. Yes. And for so long, we never knew our worth.
Are we talking about corporate or relationships? Because I feel like you're also...
You're
also sowing a seed into me. Right?
It ties all.
She said, when you know your worth, you ain't going to accept the bare minimum.
It ties all in. But from corporate, they say, don't talk about your pay.
Your pay, yes.
Don't talk about
share,
it to your, don't share that type of information. No, let's talk about it. Let me know what you're making, because if you're not making what I'm making, then we need to go back to the hires. If I'm not making what you're making, then we need to go back and renegotiate. You got to stand up. So I love, like you said, the unions coming together and standing up and not taking the BS.
I love it.
Y'all go up on these prices and making all these cars and stuff, but y'all don't want to pay the people that's making them. Stop playing with me. And pay the people. And this just goes beyond the automotive industry. Every corporation, organization, job, pay your people. You guys go up on all your products and services. Pay your people. Yep. Just pay your people. Stop playing them. Stop playing with me. Pay. My pronouns are pay me.
Pay and me.
Do you want me to say that again?
I just shout out to Mary for telling me our IG video had ended. Me. So we're back on.
Okay, what Mary say?
That our IG video had ended. So I just restarted. Real one.
Mary, are you enjoying this?
Real one. No, 100%. Like but number one, shout out to your dad, because we have talked about her father time and time again. Listen. Who should have retired, baby, is like, I'm going to the job.
Listen.
I need to get out this goddamn house.
Let me tell you something. That man, if he ain't working, he going crazy, okay? He is going crazy.
I actually really understand it, though. I really understand it.
It warms my heart, because I'm like, if you stop working, I don't know what you're going to do with yourself.
Yeah.
That man, my daddy has had perfect attendance.
Oh, we should make him a plaque or something.
Yeah, he has perfect attendance. That man do not miss work.
When he retires, like, we should do like something.
Like, he does
that
not
would
miss
be
work.
Dope. But I love it, because working especially at something tangible, like, it's good for the soul. It's good to see the thing that you've created go and change society and help people's lives and all that, which is why I think, like, he
takes such pride.
I love it.
When he see them Dodge Rams on the street, he like,
that's my baby right there. Yeah.
But he also gets irritated because he works in repair.
Okay.
So he talks about them little lazy ones that be on the line that mess them that mess them trucks up. He be like, this week gonna be rough. We done had like 500 trucks on the line. We done had to repair. I'm like, Daddy, they messing it up like that.
I love, when I see people who really just enjoy what they do. You know what I mean?
And they're passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is good stock. This is good seed that you have in your company.
That's right.
20 years at Burger King. Like, this man probably ain't never let nobody do nothing to like, he probably done saved y'all so much money.
Yeah. I mean, just think about
so much retention with customers.
Think about even the premium that you're willing to pay for good service sometimes. Yeah. Like, sometimes you're not going with the cheaper option. You're going where you don't have to worry, where the service is going to be good, where the quality is going to be there. And people like him, they're the reason that people go back to that particular store. They're the reason that when they go to the Las Vegas airport, it might be a Chick-fil-A right here, but I know my boy is down here, and he gonna give me extra fries in my bag every time.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been to Burger King probably 5 years, but...
I mean, I can't. Ooh.
Yeah, but listen.
They breakfast used to hit, but I don't know.
No, their chicken sandwiches used to hit.
Chicken sandwiches?
Oh, the little long chicken sandwich.
They were long. They were like ovals. Yeah. I remember when they came out with those.
They changed the mayo or something changed. But back in the day, them chicken sandwiches. Yeah. And it was cut it in half.
Yeah. Me and Bernice used to go. That's my grandma. Me and Bernice, when they came out with them, we went to the one right on Florence and Figueroa. If you from LA, you know what I'm talking about.
Florence, stop playing with me. My parents' side street is Florence.
You lying?
Yeah.
I grew up on Florence and Broadway. That's funny.
Florence and Pearson.
I love it. Like that one, me and Bernice used to go through there, on them days I wasn't going to school because my mom was like, you good, you ain't got to go. And we would roll up. So now we be on the hunt for good turkey burgers. That's our thing now. We like a good turkey burger.
In Detroit, the Burger King up the street from my parents' house was closed down because people kept getting robbed. So, yeah.
Understandable. Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, I just realized that when I was home last time.
We can't have that. We can't. I mean, they might need to send old boy over there to run the place. Like, he can get it in tip-top shape around there. Because we know that thugs will respect an elder if it's the right elder. So, so Burger King, get right. Fast food places, get right. But also, real quick, let's have a discussion about retirement and the lack thereof, specifically for our generation on. So millennials are in a very weird spot because of the generations before us. We have the least wealth at our age than in comparison to boomers, to Gen X, all of that. And a lot of that is because the student loan crisis and the rising cost of living, inflation, but also that wages have been stagnated.
Is real.
Yeah.
Inflation is real.
Plus our wages have not, they haven't kept up with inflation. So, I mean, when you really think about.
Do better, please.
For real. For real.
Do better. Pay your people. Inflation. Ugh.
For real. Because, I mean, when you think about record-breaking profits, I'm like, that means you're either cost-cutting or your revenues are going up. And that means that is not flowing to your employees, right? So when I was in corporate, my last job, I think I got maybe a 4% raise, but we knew inflation was sitting at about 6%, which means I was taking a pay cut for even working for this company because my lifestyle was going to be more expensive than the increase that you gave me for the year. So when, you can like bounce these percentages off of people and it looks great, especially if you're used to getting a 1 or 2% increase, but it's like, no, you have to keep up with the cost of living.
Yeah.
And so, corporations like do better because our generation, no lie, not only is it very difficult for us to buy homes and
interest rates.
Can we talk about those and how the Fed has, what number was this?
It's freaking insane.
What it was it the 10th or it's been crazy, and we may be looking at another hike before the end of the year, right?
Which is I know you're grateful when you purchased your home.
Oh my God.
I built my home a couple years ago, and I locked in at a significant rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my good girlfriends just purchased a home, and my mouth literally
it's
fell
not the
to
time.
The ground. I said, I was staying in an apartment. Is it in the fives?
Hell. Where is it?
Higher.
It's higher
close
than
to 7.
Oh my God. And see, I refied and put mine on a 15-year because that was going to give me an even better rate than what I got when I bought the house initially. Like I was on a 30-year when I bought and I was in the 3s. I got in the 2s just by putting it on a 15-year. Like I can't imagine being close to 7.
See, I got mine in the 2s when I built my home.
Yeah.
It was nobody but God.
That's 7s?
Yes.
And with the price of homes right now, yo.
Insane.
So
insane. But a lot of people do a lot to just do a lot to be seen, but that's one reason why people talk about me because they say I moved out to the country. I don't care.
And did?
I'm not living beyond my means.
That's right.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
That's
Let me
right.
tell you something.
That's right.
Not at all.
No.
And me and my baby love our home.
That's awesome.
Listen.
I am here for one thing my grandmother told me, especially when I graduated from business school. She was like, find a lifestyle that you're comfortable with, and regardless of how much money you make, just kind of kick it there. Like, and that will allow you to not have to work and grind for the rest of your life because you're not, what do they call it? Lifestyle creep, right? So the more money you make, the more you spend, the more debt you get in, the more you have to stay in like the rat race to keep up with the lifestyle that you've garnered for yourself. And so that was probably one of the best pieces of advice I've gotten because number one, I love my neighborhood. I love my house, but also I could literally leave my job because I didn't allow lifestyle creep to come up on me. Like, I could literally...
Can we talk about that one day?
I could literally walk away and be like,
she's my shero. She's my inspiration.
I'm good. I can make it happen because I've kept my lifestyle at a certain level where I know I can make this much money every month until, like, you know, this shit pop off and y'all start sharing my shit and we blow up. But yeah, like, for me, I don't need a big 4,000 square foot house. Like, it's me and 2 dogs.
That's how I feel about me and my daughter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need a huge house. Like, it's just me, her, and her friends because they stay at my house for some apparent reason.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, y'all don't like going home? Like, why you here? Okay. But it's comfortable. It's cozy. It's for us. Yeah. It's not over the top. When she go away to school, it's not going to be just too much for me. Yeah. You know.
I love it.
Even though I plan to meet me a rich husband and...
Well, Big Daddy Joe might be interested.
Listen, because...
You know? Jill might be cool with it. She might.
Dr. Jill, no offense. I'm just saying.
My spesh, Annette, shout out to Annette. But one day I laughed so hard because Annette, so she hates cooking, right? But she's married, so sometimes she's like, well, sometimes I got to throw that in the kitchen or whatever. So we were joking one day about, like, women who cook and clean all the time. She was like, shit, we need a wife. We about to get us a wife. And I'm like, so shit, Jill might be cool with it. She like, hold on, she cute.
Talk about cooking. I should have brought us some chicken.
We're going to do it in the bigger space so we can spread out. I genuinely think we should do like maybe a Kwanzaa episode. That would be cute.
Oh, that would be so cute.
We could do like chicken and like Hennessy. Just just black that shit up. Just black it up in
watermelon.
There. Watermelon's going to be out of season.
Listen, with a salt shaker.
What else black people known for eating? Because watermelon going to be out of season come December. We got to do something else. It's not going to be good. What's it? Yeah. You know, they got the seasonal fruits, but I'm not crazy about winter fruits. Like, they not as sweet. We gonna figure it out though. Don't worry about it. I don't know.
I'm here for it.
So that's that, y'all. Like, I really wanted to highlight, you know, this brother who had worked for 20 years for Burger King.
Like, yeah, I totally commend you. I love it.
Applaud
I absolutely love it.
Applaud it. And I will definitely attempt to see if he and his daughter are anywhere near Dallas, because that would be really dope for you guys to do a story on him. And really, I think too, the bigger implications of why this is even a thing in our country and the policies that allow for this to happen. All right, so let's talk about Larry Elder and Charlamagne the God. Did you see the clip?
Yes.
On the Breakfast Club?
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Charlamagne is crazy.
Okay.
He's crazy.
Been out of his mind.
But I appreciate how he speaks out.
Okay.
I appreciate how he speaks out. Larry, I got problems.
Okay.
Why people always coming after the black women? I'm gonna just jump right to it.
Larry, so I had to do a little research there. So
because it's a fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
One of the co-founders, we graduated from the same high school. Detroit Cass Tech Holla.
Co-founders of what?
The Fearless Fund.
Oh,
yes.
Wait. Fearless Fund? What are we talking about?
The going after the
Oh no, you talking about Ed Bloom.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about Larry Elder, who's running for president, going off on Charlamagne the God.
Oh, sorry.
But I know what you're talking about. Ed Bloom, so what she's talking about, y'all, ain't 100% right. So Edward Bloom is the same guy who ran.
Did the ice just pop?
It did. It was crisp too. It was a snap. So Ed Bloom is the same guy who led the charge to get affirmative action overturned at in SCOTUS this past summer, right? So remember the whole North Carolina thing, Harvard. He got Asian Americans on board to say, hey, y'all are letting too many black people in and it's keeping our kids out. Ed Bloom is now going after a venture capital fund in Atlanta, I believe,
she's in Atlanta.
That funds that funds, that gives grants rather to Black women. It's a competition.
It's not Black women. It's women of color.
Women of color. I'm sorry.
Women of color.
Women of color. And it has a grant competition, so it doesn't give anything. You actually have to apply and compete for these grants, right? And it's because, as a matter of fact, B Nation said it last week. It was like 0.03% of all venture capital funding goes to Black women in particular. Now, what the number is for women of color, I actually do not know. So here's a fund that's literally trying to close the gap. He mad about it because we can't have nothing nice. Pretty much, we just can't have.
People always want to come at the Black woman.
We can't have anything nice. So what political experts and legal experts are actually thinking is that this is a test lawsuit to see if there's any precedent there. Excuse me, so that he can take it to like a bigger stage and he can go after anything, any competition, any grant,
he messing with the wrong people.
Think about the SBA, right? The Small Business Association. Like, remember that they have those programs that say, hey, like if you're, say, a contractor or whatever with the government, so much of your funding that you receive have to go to subcontractors that are women and businesses of color or I don't think LGBTQ people are included in there. But yeah, so the precedent could be set with this smaller case in Atlanta. But the good thing about that is that fund has lawyered the fuck up. They have lawyered up. Ben Crump has actually joined the team of lawyers that is going to defend this fund. Because if that goes through, if Ed Blum gets his way, the same way. So remember, he started
He's not gonna get his way.
UT Austin with Abby. Yeah. Back in 2015, 2016. She was mad because she was a legacy and didn't get into the college. You know what the fuck all the rest of us do, Abby, when we don't get in? We move on. We go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else.
Like, relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
The world is not coming to an end.
Just be easy. You know what I mean? But when that didn't work, and it was more of a PR problem when you think about it, because here was Abby, a young white woman, talking about Black people getting her spot. The optics were not good. So Ed Blum, I gotta admit, as evil as it was fucking brilliant. He was like, oh, the white woman is the problem? No problem. Let me go get some minorities to go against other minorities. And he got the minority that we know places getting their kids into Ivy Leagues at the top of their agenda.
Yeah.
Often at the top of their agenda. And he knew who to go after. And I'm gonna say it right now. Asian cousins, y'all got played. Because you know who didn't go after is those legacy admissions. And we know who that mostly benefits. My knuckles just popped the same way that Ice did. So Larry Elder, let me tell you what happened there with Charlamagne the God. So Larry Elder went on the Breakfast Club. Larry Elder is running for president. By the way, he mad that he didn't make the RNC debate. So he ain't going to be on the stage tonight. And apparently he's like, I'm going to sue the RNC. Okay, Larry. You had 1% of the vote anyway. You thought that you being on that stage was going to make people vote for you, my dude. He was running. He also ran for governor of California against Gavin Newsom some time ago. There was actually a recount of the vote and all of that. He had like a fairly decent chance of winning, to be honest, but thank God Newsom pulled it out. So he goes on the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne the God says to Larry Elder, have you ever heard of an N-word wake-up call? Larry Elder was like, tell me what it is. Charlamagne the God explains it, and he's like, oh, it's a moment of racism that makes you realize that you're Black. Larry Elder says, okay, well, let's talk about that N-word wake-up call. Because I remember specifically Joe Biden was campaigning for the 2020 election, and he came on your show and told you in your face that if you didn't vote for me, you were not Black. And you didn't have no words for him. You had no smoke for him. Nothing like that. And here's this man telling you that if you do not think a certain way, you're not Black. Larry Elder is giving it to him. And you know, Charlamagne the God, like, he usually got some comebacks, but he had to take this one on the chin. Because although I really do not find many things that I agree with Larry Elder on, I do think that was a loaded question to try to catch him up. And he forgot that he was talking to a career politician who is also a trained lawyer who is used to eating people like you for lunch.
But that goes back to Democrats taking Black people for granted.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's what Larry Elder was pretty much getting at.
Biden said that to him.
That's what Larry Elder was pretty much getting at. So remember, there were a faction of us when Biden said that was like, who the fuck you talking to? Like, number one, You are not going to like shame me into voting for you. If your policies ain't hitting my dude, I'm not voting for you. Yeah. And let's be clear. Y'all, let me say this in the camera, matter of fact. America did not vote for Joe Biden. America voted against Donald Trump.
Yeah, this is what y'all gotta know.
Let's be very, because Biden, let's not forget, you had a role in the Anita Hill thing. You had a role in the war on drugs and mass incarceration. Like, let's not forget, my dude.
And you're 80 years old.
Yeah, I'm saying, just go enjoy your retirement. It's time to pass the baton, y'all. Mitch McConnell, Dianne Feinstein, it's about time.
People, this is what they need to know. We did not vote. You know, I love the idea of having our first black VP.
I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna go fix our angle on Instagram real quick.
Because and Mel know how I feel about this. I just want people to show up. That's all. Yeah. That's all. I just really want people to show up. But we did not vote for Biden. We did not vote for Kamala, although we was excited.
We voted against the bullshit.
We just didn't want Trump ass to be back in the goddamn office.
We can't let this man back in.
I didn't care about a Democrat or a Republican. I just wanted Trump ass out of there. Okay, like that's the real. Seriously,
I'm gonna be honest. Like I was just like, damn. These are our choices. This is all we got. This is the best we could come up with, America.
That's why this is the next election. It is so important. Like,
yeah. But even the Democrats, right? When you look at the Democratic field, it's like, you know, Biden is the sitting president. They're going to have to hand him the nomination. There's no one that can really take it from him, and that's the sad part because
is he? Can we do just a whole presidential election? Because
I think we should. I really think we should. Like, that would be dope. Maybe like, what about like a live election night episode or something like that? Like that would be dope. It's gonna be a lot of drinking and hookah.
Listen, we can make some money too.
How we gonna make some money, girl? What you wanna do?
We can charge people to come into the establishment. Here we going live.
Oh, that's cute. A live show?
Yes, 1,000.
Love that. Yeah, that would be dope. Like politics, liquor, and cussing.
When we put our masks together.
I love that. I thought
I
thought we was gonna be selling like feet pics or something. I wasn't sure. I had to make sure I was on the right path, Lord.
We going live.
Give me a little bit of that PPP loan you stole.
Listen.
So yeah, like I mean, at the end of the day, you know, people did not vote for Biden. Like we ain't forgot what you've done to our communities and what you've been involved in, Biden.
And how you keep falling.
And that's the thing. Like I'm like you 80. I expect 80-year-olds to fall, which is why you should be retired somewhere. The same way that this man worked for 20 years and should be somewhere enjoying his life, the best years of his life, and that's what America says, right? Biden and a lot of our politicians should be really retired. It's time to pass the baton, y'all. And we're not saying that we can't learn from y'all.
So let me ask you this question. Is it time to pass the baton, or is it time for the next generation to step the fuck up?
That's the problem, though. So when you talk about the next generation, which would be us, it is our time, millennials.
Is it us or is it people, or is it the generation before us?
So,
I think we.
So X is in there. X.
Okay.
You have Xers. They have a fairly decent, but studies have actually shown, and and the numbers do work out, that millennials have the least representation in public offices, and that is for several reasons. One of which,
I'm not just saying it's reasons.
Yeah, one of which we just talked about, the fact that we don't have the money oftentimes to run for these offices.
But you can still run. If you got a good plan, people are going to back you.
I hear you.
People are going to back you.
I'm going to quit my job and live on a dream. Like,
I mean, you quit your job.
I did, but I ain't running for office. Like, I did some for-profit shit.
But you live in your life.
I did some for-profit shit.
I mean, you live in your life.
Child.
Like, you know.
Yeah,
you just have to, you can't be on bullshit, and you got to really come with a plan. You got to be passionate, and you really got to want change.
I 100% agree. I think
people are going to back you. I'm telling you. I've seen it in elections before. Oof. Yes.
I'm trying to figure out the last millennial I've truly seen running that, like, I'm like, because I mean, you got the boys from what was it, Tennessee? You know,
Oh,
but they're
brothers.
Gen Z.
Listen,
they're Gen Z, right? Like it's a little different there. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out the last.
Mel, run for president.
For president?
Listen,
okay, look, okay. Here's the way I would run for president. I ain't gonna even lie. This is the way I would do it. I would change my checks and balances as president to say like, hey, my cabinet all have equal voices as me. So what's the cabinet? 12? I think it's 12 people. I put the smartest people I know on my cabinet. I'm talking people smarter than me. You're on my cabinet, right? And that's the thing about running for a public office. I think there has to be a certain level of humility that says like, I know I'm not the smartest person in the room. I may be the most well-spoken or something like that. Like people respond to me well, but I need these people to tell me when shit is a bad idea or when I'm going down the wrong path. I think that's one of the issues that we often have with these politicians is like there's a certain level of ego.
And friendships.
And friendships. People who genuinely gonna be like, yo, that's dumb. Don't do that.
That's why I keep Mel on my side.
Don't do that. Darrington, definitely on my cabinet, right? Because when I tell you, my boy DJ, sometimes DJ will call me out on something and I'll be in my feelings, but I'd be like, dang, I needed to hear that. I really needed to hear that. Like, and so if I were to run for any office, and for me, it definitely wouldn't be president because I've realized that a lot of power is actually held in more local spaces.
Local, like
local spaces, yeah.
I see you into politics, and actually, before I came over today, I was like, when did I really like fall in love with politics? You know, but it was a class I took, and I was like, okay, this is dope. You know, like I ain't learned this in high school.
It's drama. It's like, ooh.
Okay.
The girls
like,
are tussling.
This is the easy A. This is the easiest A I ever got. You know? But you do a lot of things with politics. You keep us updated with current events. Like, I look forward to logging onto Instagram to hearing your quick five. Like, and you've nailed it down. Like, you've nailed it down for that frame to get your whole five in before Instagram kick you to another frame. Okay? Like, you've nailed it down. You've been consistent. Where do you want to take this?
Yeah.
And I see you, and I don't know if you ever thought about this, and I'm not trying to, like, shift your show. But, you know, as we're talking about politics, like, do you ever see yourself running for something local?
Man, I don't know, because the thing I really love is keeping people informed about policy. You know what I mean?
So,
like,
so maybe a reporter?
Reporter would be dope, but my whole thing is like I want to take people behind the headlines. So the reason I even started the quick
you know
five.
My wheels are spinning right now. Okay?
Look, y'all, we doing work right now. So the reason I even started the quick five was because I would get on the internet and all people would report was the headline.
Yeah.
And not the why. So that purge thing, the purge law thing, it made me so upset to see this narrative being spun to people who the law was actually supposed to help.
But it's not getting down to the nitty-gritty.
And it never took them behind the headline. So I'm like, no, I read it, y'all. Like, let me tell you what it actually says and why this is actually a good thing for people who look like us. And so that's why I started. I was like, how can I make sure that people know what's going on, but hit them quick enough that I won't bore them?
Yeah.
That, you know, is like on your way to work, when you getting ready for work, brushing your teeth, whatever, like it's 2 minutes of your day to learn something really quick. And then I started like a TikTok platform where I was like 3 minutes and let me teach you about this law, or 3 minutes and let me teach you about this politician, what's really going on in their office, in their space, whatever. And so for me, I think that's the space I would love to be in. Like, would I love to be involved and close to politicians? Yes. But I know you already know, because Dallas Weekly is deep in, you know, in public policy and making sure they hold the people accountable, specifically in the state of Texas. The respectability politics and the politicking that it takes to be in politics is not my thing. I wish that I could walk in a room and be like, ooh, I need to go get a photo op with this person but you already know that's not me. Like,
that's not me either. Oh my gosh.
I hate it on so many. I don't even like you while I'm taking a picture with you. That's what I think about often. But for me, it's how can we change how news is disseminated to our people to make sure that they are informed. And in this generation, in the year 2023, we also have to make sure that our people are entertained, that it's relevant, that it's culturally relevant. And so that's my whole goal with this platform. So like it's funny, when Laura was on the show, who Toya actually knows as well, Laura was like, I see you on an Al Jazeera, on, a Griot, something like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for all of that. But also, BET don't have no real breakdown of, what happened in the news today and why these things happen.
We can get you on CNN.
Get me on CNN then. Because I would love to argue with some of these folks.
We can definitely get you on CNN.
Can I wear a hoodie and a hat? No, I'm just playing.
Listen, we can definitely get you on there.
So yeah, I
see that. So okay. We are doing work right now because I have some things,
We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it.
I can see that. Like, you keep us informed. If you love what Mel is doing, comment, post a comment and show her some appreciation. Like, we have to give you your flowers because this is amazing. Like you said, you make it relevant. You make it culturally engaging.
It's a conversation about what's going on in the world between a group of friends.
We look at this shit anyway when we scroll through Facebook.
Yeah.
Scroll through Instagram.
Yeah.
Look at when you go down a rabbit hole on TikTok, okay? And you've been down that rabbit hole before. But you keep it real.
Yeah.
And you're stating the facts, but you keep it so that it's just I want more. What you gonna talk about tomorrow?
Hey,
did Mel catch this? Is this gonna be her top 5?
And y'all, when y'all send me stuff on Instagram, when y'all send me DMs or posts hey, what do you think it is? I can't even lie. That a lot of times feeds my content. So I love that. Please keep sending me that stuff.
Keep sending it.
Because a lot of times I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna talk about today? And then I'll look at my DMs and be like, well, I got a list of content here.
I was like, damn. But it's so much stuff that go on every day that it's just and I be up at 2:00 in the morning. And shout out to our CEO at Dallas Weekly because we be sending each other stuff.
I love
at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, this, okay, that.
Yeah.
This, And so I'm always thinking of I don't always try to be the first to break news.
Mm-hmm. But so that's the dangerous part too. So a lot of times I see people trying to be the first, and I'm like, you haven't had time to even let the facts come out. Number one, or develop the backstory behind the headline. So I think that's also an issue with influencer culture because everybody's trying to be the first, but you cannot go into depth and really
care.
Inform
do you care
people.
Who's the first to report something?
I don't. I care about can I learn something from you?
I could care less.
Yeah.
I just want what you say to be accurate.
Yeah. Speak my language.
Credible.
Yeah.
Validated. I could care less who posts something first.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's how I think.
Yeah.
If we a day or too late, I don't care. But I just want what we post to be factual.
That's right.
To be actual, and I want people to learn something.
That's it. And that's why even when I do my TikTok, my 3-minute videos, I'm I want to make sure y'all understand. So I did one yesterday about about Larry Elder suing the RNC, and I wanted people to understand why he was suing and the rules and the criteria that the RNC had set for the candidates who were going to be part of the primary debate. If you don't know that part, all you know is Larry Elder is suing the RNC, but why? What happened to make him think that he could sue the RNC? And so when you really start telling the story like that, what's crazy is people will watch one of those videos, and what's crazy is they'll connect it to something else the next day, and they'll connect it to something else they heard or read the next day. And that's how I learned about politics, is getting a little bit here, and you be like, wait, all this shit is after a while, you start realizing that all of it really is connected.
So now what's going on in corporate spaces and with AI, especially when they send out newsletters, they talk about something, and then the sub caption will be go deeper to talk about the why.
There we go.
Why we're talking about this. And so it's a domino effect that's culturally, tapping into our space.
And we need that because
it's why does this matter? Let's go a little deeper.
There you go. There you go.
And that's what you're doing. And that's also what in the corporate space, in the corporate realm, in the AI space, because AI is booming right now.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing. It's here's the headline, but let's go a little deeper.
If you want to know more, click this link and I'll explain to you how AI was developed.
It's not even a click. It's the next line is go deeper. Yeah. And they literally say go deeper. So it's like, I'm making it known that like, this is what the headline is, but let me tell you why it's important.
Yeah, there you go. What I'm saying? And that is educating people, in my opinion. That is informing people. And what's crazy is...
you have to be a continuous learner. You have to be hungry for that. Like,
that part.
I want to know. We talked about the Keke Palmer incident, and we talked about
that man.
What we look at like, is stuff even relevant to even talk about? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No, I don't want to talk about that. Mm-hmm. But if it was a spin, if it was something else bigger to talk about,
that's right.
Then let's talk about
it.
Like, I don't care about her personal issues and what's going on with a baby daddy and stuff like that. Like, that's not what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But if it was something bigger and deeper to go deep, like dive into, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation. Now, if you want to go live and talk about it, absolutely. Let's talk about it all day. Let's bring some single parent in. Let's bring some couples in. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear two married people talking about it. You know what I'm saying? We need some single people in there. Yep. We need a man. We need a what? Like, let's have a full conversation. But I don't want to post about that.
Yeah. No.
I don't care about that.
We got the shade room for that.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, we got the shade room for that. And that's a whole nother issue right there. But no, I do believe that to truly educate and inform people, you have to give them more than just the subject line. And for people...
And not a misleading subject.
Because clickbait, oh God. It'll get you every time. Whew. It'll get you every time.
Yeah.
So yeah. We're gonna talk.
If y'all
also,
can
I
see,
know
me and Mel, we can talk.
Dallas Weekly Radio is up and running, I believe, and so you know what I mean. Like a weekly show on Dallas Weekly Radio would be dope.
We are expanding.
I'm just saying.
We are expanding.
I'm just saying.
I'm here for it.
I'm trying to pitch this to News USA. Shout out to Vanessa Vasquez with her amazing self. But yeah, the whole goal is to inform people, entertain them. It's an hour and a half with your cousins, just talking about what's happening around. Do you have a PR person? I do not.
I may be picking up PR as a little side hustle.
I love that. I have an amazing producer by the name of Mr. Kenneth from Sour
Kenneth.
Kids Productions.
Kenneth, let me tell you something. Mel has been telling me your name.
He's amazing.
24 hours. And I'm like, Mel, do I know Kenneth?
You don't know Kenneth, but you will know Kenneth. I promise you that.
She's like, keep throwing your name out. I'm like,
Kenneth and Nathan Wright the Fourth, or better known as Great Black Century. But no, they
shout
are.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all dope. I love y'all. Yeah. I don't know you, but I love you.
You will get to know this lady very quickly, y'all. I will make sure that y'all meet her. Hey, we this last topic before we get into what you are working on and your passions. We got to talk because you did a bunch of events around the celebration 50 years of hip hop. Man. And it's crazy because people are like, why are you talking about this on a news and politics show? Because honestly, hip hop started off as a political war cry.
Yeah.
When you look at what hip hop started as, it was to really reflect the times and reflect what our people were going through in these major cities where we were seeing booming crime and drug epidemics and poverty and things like that. And so it was the creative space and the creative outlet for many people to push that out. Like as a creative, I'm sure you can understand that when you have these big feelings and these big emotions, it has to go somewhere.
Yep.
And so that's how hip hop was created. So you're from Detroit.
D-Town, what up, though?
I really want to talk about like hip hop in Detroit and like how you like fell in love with it and just what your experience has been with hip hop, but also the celebrations for the 50-year anniversary and what that was like.
We've been celebrating all month.
Yeah.
Super excited. So being from Detroit, like my fondest memories, my parents brought, they bought my brother a boombox with a little TV screen.
It had a TV screen on it?
And so we would plug it up and we would watch videos.
Okay.
On a little TV. So like that was my first like real memory.
What? So okay, videos, was it MTV, VH1? What was it?
It was jukebox.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yes, it was jukebox.
Okay.
And so we used to watch the videos like, hey, he would pull out on the porch. Everybody would pull up to P Street. What's up, P Street? All my people on the west side, Brightmoor. And we were just like,
hey, rep. I ain't never seen her do that before.
Listen. Listen, I'm gonna rep my hood. And so we would just have just like so much fun. I grew up working in a skating rink.
I love to see skating coming back too.
Like
it's back actually.
That's my heart and soul. Like my brother still DJs at Northland Roller Skating Rink.
That's dope.
Like we were close friends with the owners at the time.
Yeah.
You know, they're still my family. And so we would always have like artists come, and it was just like being so young, but being so like visible. It was just like thriving. It was just like so freaking amazing.
I'm literally getting chills just like listening to you. Yeah.
Like just like the Detroit scene is just so amazing.
Yeah.
It really is amazing. I remember watching an episode. It was like all female rappers. You got the real Shantae, MC like Queen Latifah.
Shantae.
Listen, and I had an opportunity to interview Queen Latifah.
Word?
Yes, like I've interviewed some dope people.
Wait, okay. Wait. Why haven't I seen this interview, and how can I see it?
Well, it's with AT&T.
Okay.
But let me tell you this. Queen was like, oh, you cute. I like Queen. Don't play with me.
Look, because that little wife of yours will get replaced.
Listen, Queen, do not.
That little wife of yours, she cute too, but she will
but
be.
I do have I know I have the picture on my phone.
Send that to me, man.
Yes.
Was that when you had the fit on? Like that was kind of Queen Latifah inspired?
No. That was a party I went to.
Okay, because that was cute. That was cute.
Listen, I was Salt-N-Pepper / JJ
Okay.
Listen.
That was cute.
But no, I got a picture with Queen. It was during like a business summit, and she was the head speaker for that event, and had a chance to meet her and interview her, and she was just looking at me like, "You work for this company?" I'm like, "Hey."
For now.
Hey, it was such a dope chemistry.
Yeah.
A dope like I've met so many like just dope people, just being who I am and just being able to be in these spaces.
I love it.
Like hip hop is truly a form of art that allows you to be free. It allows you to be creative. It allows you to make it whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. That's dope.
And so I love that. I love being able to just continuously just meet dope people. This weekend, I'm going to a private event that Def Jam is throwing. So to be able to be in rooms with people like that.
That's right.
Like,
with incredible artists. Incredible, yeah.
Listen, because when I went to the Team Hennessy event, I got my limited edition Nas
Come on
Hennessy
now.
bottom. Listen.
Nas.
He's like my favorite.
Can I just say, One Mic is still one of my
All I need is
favorite songs. That third verse. So the thing is, like, remember, like, he started off, like, his first two verses, right? He started off real quiet, and he like crescendoed. And then he crescendoed, and then he decrescendoed in that third verse. And I was just like, the artistry of it. Oh, it was
climax. Like,
beautiful.
You know how when that climax.
Beautiful.
It was on point.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Magic was being made. Like, magic was being made.
You talk about magic being made. I kid you not. So everybody like, what you want to come back as your next life? Let me tell you who I want to come back at. Like a mic in a studio with all the dope artists.
Wait a minute, do y'all know that she's an artist? Because I remember an event we had, Mel was on the drums. Mel was on the drums.
I grew up playing music. I did.
She was on the drums. But low key, I don't know if you know that I'm a former singer.
You did? Yes, I've heard you like play around and you can sing.
Oh, you sure did.
Yeah. So I was like, Toya, you can sing.
True story. In the skating rink. Senior year, just graduated from high school. Met a producer. And my friends was like, oh, yeah, my friend can sing. And he was like, he had a group who was performing at the skating rink that day.
Okay.
And he was like, okay, let me hear you. So I sing Escape Tonight.
Okay.
And he was like, let's go. I want you to go on tour with me. And I'm like, well, I got to call my mama.
Wait. Now, I can skip some school, but to just go on tour.
My mama was like, girl, bad. You about to go to Central Michigan University and go get your degree.
Listen, man. And
so I never had that opportunity. But he was like, come on, let's go. You going on tour with me?
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I just, because of my love for music, you know, but also because of like my parents taking care of me.
Yeah.
It was like I had to follow my, but had I taken that opportunity?
Who knows?
Who knows? So my baby, she can blow.
Jada, y'all.
She can blow. Like her voice.
Baby girl can sing.
Is amazing. And I won't let nobody touch her. But if the opportunity came before she graduated from high school,
yeah,
baby,
but the difference is you would be that mom that's right there. That's the difference.
And I tell her that all the time. I'm like, listen, my mama didn't know what to do with me. But baby, listen here. And if that opportunity comes.
You said something right there. A lot of times our parents just don't know what to do with the talent that they
because my mom had raised her kids. Mm-hmm. And then when I graduated, she had grandkids she was raising. Yeah. So she was like this toy. I was raising myself basically. She was like, Toya, you're gonna go to college. You're not gonna be a stress factor in my life.
Same story.
Like I'm not about to play these games with you.
When you're an exceptionally talented kid and your parents are tired, they don't know what to do with you.
Tired.
Like I done raised 4 of these kids already.
Because my mom now she lives like my daughter's life. She like missed so many years of my life because she worked in corporate America that she's reliving after my daughter. Mm-hmm. You know. And so I love to watch it. I love to watch both of my parents, you know. But my mom, she's like, your mom legit. I would have never done that stuff with her. Yeah. And I'm like, I love the way my parents raised me, but it's stuff that I'm like, I'm breaking generational curses. Yes. Like, baby, if you want to do that, let's go.
That's like, real.
I don't care. Let's go.
That's so important.
I got time to take off work. Let's go.
That's
what
so
you want to
important.
do? Let's go.
Yeah.
But I let her tell me. I don't want to push her into doing anything. I want her to be like, Mama, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to support you 100%.
And she can sing. Like y'all, Toya sent us a video probably a few months ago. Yeah. Was it her like end of year?
It was a senior showcase.
Yeah.
And she was in a little scene from Hamilton.
And I had never heard her sing. And I was like, what? I was baffled.
I had chill bumps. Like, I hear her sing at home when she rehearsed, and it's just, it all blends together. Yeah. You know, because I hear her so much. But when she was on that stage, and she turned into this character, I had I almost missed recording the video. That was like the last part of the scene. Yeah, I had chills. Yeah, and the lady next to me was like, "Is that your daughter?" I was ignoring her the whole time because I was just like in awe.
I love it.
Like, girl,
I love it.
People were coming up to me after the show like, "She is amazing,"
and she is.
They're like, she needs to be on Nickelodeon, and she needs to be on Disney, and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like,
well,
Lord,
we definitely ain't letting Disney touch our kids. We see what y'all do.
Whatever you want for her,
and that
just equip me to be able to, you know, to just be by her side.
And that number one, that's a big step I think as a parent to take because, you know, you didn't necessarily have that nurturing for your gift, right? Yeah. And so to be able to even pray that prayer of like, just equip me to do what I need to do with my child's gift is, or to help my child do what she will with her gift.
I'm here for.
Yeah.
She's been rehearsing she has auditions coming up. She had audition today. She got one coming up Friday. And just to watch her evolve into this thespian.
I love it.
And to this person that has a great appreciation for the arts. She like, yeah, I know I can sing, but I want to perfect it.
No, and that's love for your craft. Yeah. That is love for your craft.
And I love watching it. And I'm just like, she's not doing that because that's what I was.
No,
she's doing it because
it's in her.
Yeah.
It's in her.
Like these next 2 years, and I'm just excited.
That's an artist for you right there. Like that is like, it's funny because you mentioned me, you know, playing drums. I grew up around.
When I say y'all met, Mel was playing on drums. She was like,
I used to really play, like really play.
No, she don't have the audacity.
So yeah, I had so many people coming up to me after that, like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, I ain't tell y'all. Yeah, I used to be a whole ass.
You totally missed that.
I used to be a whole ass musician. So my
I know
friend,
her favorite color, her favorite drink, but never knew she could play drums.
So several instruments. It's not just drums. That's what's crazy about it. But yeah, so like I think about the artistry, right? Like, you know, from Jayla to you know, our hip hop artists that we grew up with to even what's coming up now. I don't know if you saw my last story that I posted on Instagram, but randomly, like I ran into this freestyle of, you know, this artist, this hip hop artist who, I mean, it was like a mix between Rakim, Busta Rhymes, and then at one point I heard some Kendrick in there. And I was just like, and
they're from Dallas?
No, I don't know where. No, I'm saying no, but I'm not sure where he's from. He was on like a podcast.
Okay, gotcha.
And they just asked him to spit, and he was freestyling. But it made me think of 50 years of hip hop and the fact that for a long time we were getting rap rather than hip hop.
Ooh.
And to know that hip hop is still alive, the message is still there.
It's so alive.
Yeah.
You know, it's so alive. And I think people have their own definition of what, like, hip-hop means.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it never left.
No, I think it got pushed to the margins for a little while because commercial took over.
I just think people tried to redefine what hip-hop was.
So when the redefinition came up, that's what I considered rap.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all rapping. But for me, hip-hop was... when it started, like when there was actually, like you were saying something, like Tupac was hip hop, like KRS-One was hip hop.
Do you remember the movie Crush Groove?
I don't think I've seen Crush Groove. No.
That was probably really my first time I fell in love with hip hop.
Let me look it up now.
Look up Crush Groove.
See where I can find it.
You had Curtis Blow, Fat Boys. Mm-hmm. You had New Edition, Blair Underwood. So the story follows Russell Simmons.
Okay.
And how kind of like Def Jam came together. You had LL Cool J, Run DMC, Sheila E. on the drums.
Killing it. By the way, I got to watch Sheila E. with Prince at the Forum in Los Angeles before Prince died. And and Whitney Houston came up on the stage. Shaka Khan came up on the stage. Baby. Prince was supposed to be out of the venue by midnight. We partied till 2 a.m. He was like, fuck these people.
As he should have.
We grooving. It was nuts. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Sheila E. was on the drums.
You have to watch Crush Groove. You will thank me later.
Okay, Crush Groove. Here we go. Later. 1985 film, so okay.
I was 5 years old.
Ooh.
I was 5 years old. That was my first introduction to hip hop. Crush Groove.
And YouTube has it. Boom. We're gonna be watching that.
When I tell you that, so many artists that was in that, and to be able to just follow their journey and to see, and I am the biggest New Edition fan.
I love it.
Ever.
Didn't you go to their concert recently? Like not too long ago?
Every year they're here, I come.
Because I'm like, didn't I see you?
Let me tell you. So one year, Michael Bivins, a shout out to my girl Sally. So we're like in the 5th row, and she like, girl, Michael trying to get your attention. And I'm like, girl, whatever. And I looked up. He pointed to me. Baby, he sung to me the rest of the night.
I love it.
I said, Michael Bivins, let me find out you got a little crush on me, okay? Let me find out you got a crush on me.
I love it.
You know it. So my baby, she loved when I tell that story. She be like, yeah, Michael Bivins was like, oh, my mama.
Michael Bivins was going to be my stepdaddy, but my mama turned him down. Don't even worry about it. That's how we do in this house.
But no, hip-hop is alive. I mean, we have so many dope local artists in Detroit.
For real.
I compare it to Atlanta.
Okay.
I just feel like on the Detroit scene, we don't support our local artists like we should.
Okay.
You know, but like you take a Jeezy, for instance. He loved Detroit. I know everybody watched BMF. You think about Meech and Terry and what they did. You can't talk about them without talking about hip hop.
Yeah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And what it cultivated and what it meant and what they've done for so many hip hop artists.
I love it. I love it.
It's just thriving. It's thriving. I love it. I love my city. I rep it to the day I die.
Well, and what's crazy is I didn't know a lot about the Detroit scene. So like, I mean, just talking to you has taught me so much. Like being from LA, like we have a very specific hip hop scene, right? That I grew up with. But yeah, like.
And if you ever see 8 Mile, Eminem, like rap battles, like that's really a thing.
Man.
That is really a thing. And that's why I go back to my skating ring days.
I love it.
Man, that was a good time. Like when I say I lived a good life.
Me and my friend, we were having a conversation the other day about like if you went today, she was turning 36, and so I was like, how do you feel about your life if you went today? How you feel? She was like, I've lived. And when I tell you that is one of the most satisfying feelings to have, like I've done good things in this world. I've loved. I've been hurt. I've had a good time.
I've experienced.
Oh my God. Like it has been incredible. And crazy enough, hip hop has been the soundtrack of that life for me. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like I love R&B too. I love all kinds of music. My sister made me fall in love with country. You know, I love lo-fi.
Jayla, you would be impressed with her palette of music.
To be an artist is to be eclectic, right? You have to take in.
Her favorite group is Queen.
Hey, I mean, okay. Matter of fact, where's my camera? Right here. Baby girl, go listen to Dan and Shay. I should probably go to bed. It is an ode to Queen, but it's country. One of the best songs I've heard come out in a few years. I promise you.
She probably already know it.
Oh my God.
When she listen to music,
so good.
she was like, Mom, can I like plug in my phone so I can listen to music? I'm like, hell no. But not while I'm driving.
That's what my friends do to me. Like, oh,
hell no, not while I'm driving.
But it's about what your energy is doing for the day. Yeah. Like some days I'm on a hip hop, like today, I can't even lie. Like I was in a very interesting state of gratitude. So I was listening to like more Londrell, Janae Aiko type stuff. And for me, like that stuff is more spiritual, right? But some days I'm on my like, yo, I got shit to do. I should probably turn on some Nipsey, some Pac. Like other days I'm feeling in a mix and I'm like, all right, maybe the Chance the Rapper station is gonna hit because that's gonna give me a little church, but also a whole lot of hip hop.
A whole lot of hip hop.
And can we also talk about how hip hop is able to merge with different genres in incredible ways? Like I love BJ the Chicago Kid, Chance the Rapper, the way they have taken their gospel roots and merged it with
Lecrae.
Another fantastic artist.
Now I will say one thing my church does, and they try to keep the youth kind of involved. They have all this fascinating gospel rap that I've never heard of before, and you would never know it's gospel rap.
Yeah,
and I just think it's so freaking phenomenal.
Yeah,
like you have to take what the kids love and what you want them to learn and merge it together.
That's it.
And I'm like, y'all really jamming back here. Okay.
So what you just said is so interesting, and this is how I know we're gonna end up working on something together, because you have to take what people love and merge it with what you want them to know, and that's what this show is, right? It is what Dallas Weekly does very well. When I watch what you guys put out and how engaging your content is, it's incredible, because I'm like, I learned something every article. But it's also fun as hell to read, and the reels are dope. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I mean, that is artistry, and I think, Nina Simone told us that an artist's job is to literally reflect the times. And so when you look at where hip hop started and what was going on in our country in particular, and how those people were expressing themselves, from the DJs to the MCs to like the flat out lyricists who were like in the basements, you know what I mean, doing the battles. Real lyricists.
And the DJs on the turnpike.
Oh my God.
I just recently wrote the article about hip hop, and I was
I read it. It was good.
Language like on the ones and twos.
Yeah.
Listen.
I was
DJ Toy in the back in the day.
I love it.
DJ Toy, scratch.
And shout out to our DJs out here, Fife and GS and She Real, who is incredible,
GS,
just impeccable.
DJs, we love them.
Listen,
because that's an art.
Y'all are part of an incredible artistry,
Because when I'm at someplace and I hear a DJ and they don't like transition and mix right,
the transitions gotta hit just right. Woo. I recently met. He nasty, but She Real, like I've watched her, because remember we was working with She Real with the network. Remember, like early on, and even Fife and GS, and I've watched them grow. And just a couple weeks ago, I met DJ C Wade. Do you know her? I will make sure you know her. I mean, I call her up and coming, but she's probably already established.
Before, but I know her.
Yeah, but so I met her. She's good friends with one of my friends, and I was at a party she was DJing, and some of her transitions, I had to stop partying and look back, like,
to see who was on.
Did you just do what I think you just? It was nuts, and you just realize, like, this is a true art form for these people.
Yeah.
It's
That's
incredible.
why I love Black Canvas. I love what Gabe and Kim, I love what they're doing because it's so impromptu.
Yeah.
It's not staged.
Yeah. It's real.
Free flow.
Yeah.
They're having a good time. And that's what hip hop is about.
And the
having
oxtails be hidden. Shout out to Heroes.
Can we go get some oxtails?
I'm going to, I told you I'm going
Isn't
tomorrow.
It Heroes tomorrow?
It's at Heroes tomorrow, baby girl.
I think I'm gonna go along.
I'm pulling up. I'm just saying.
Let me know what time. No, because them oxtails was good. I think I got the trio last time. I just want oxtails. Like
I want the oxtails, the rice and peas, and the cabbage. I'm good. Just give me I'm good right there.
But no, what goes on during Black Canvas is just fire. And hip hop is an opportunity just to have fun.
Yes.
Be free. And that's why I love it.
Yeah. Jay Carlos with your rapping ass. Boy, rapping, singing ass. Because that boy, that's a bad boy right there. If y'all do not know Jay Carlos, we're actually going to tag him in this episode.
Yes.
Because he is from, I believe, Shreveport, if I'm not mistaken.
Come on, represent.
And he is incredibly talented. Like the first time I saw him perform, I was like, yo, this is hip hop. Like my man is spitting just based on what he's looking at in the room. This is not anything pre-written.
And that's how you know it's real.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming from the soul.
Yeah.
Like something put that in him, and that's coming up. So yeah. All right, man, let's talk real quick about what you working on, what you got going on outside of being the brand new VP of Dallas Weekly. Congratulations, sis.
Thank you.
What's next for LaToya Henry? What's up?
You know, I'm in this weird space that I'm open to whatever.
Okay. That's weird?
Yes.
Okay. It's different for you.
It's different because it's out my norm. I'm just allowing life to happen.
Okay.
Wherever I go, I'm a flow. I'm enjoying these last 2 years of my daughter in high school. And my schedule literally revolves around her. Yep. You know, and I just love how she's just transforming into who she is. And I love every aspect of it. She just turned 16. We just had an amazing 4-day celebration. And I see her coming out of her shell. And it just makes me happy. And people are like, oh, that's a mini you. No, that I was not. I didn't have that when I was 16. She has that and more. And I'm embracing and I'm taking it in. Dallas Weekly, we're continuously evolving. Next year, we're celebrating 70 years.
But Toya, let me say, and let me give you your flowers right now. Since you have joined that organization, like you have become integral, and I can tell. I can tell with just like the relevance for people my age, right? Because I'm gonna be honest, like Dallas Weekly was not on my radar before you got there, but I have seen how y'all have embraced things like 50 years of hip hop, right? And covering culturally relevant things, but then taking the story deeper to like, hey, let's talk about the history of hip hop rather than just like giving you the byline. And so the promotion was not a surprise for me, at least. It is well deserved, and I know you have earned it. So I'm so proud of you, and I'm like, I really cannot wait to see what's next for you. Seriously.
Thank you. No, we have so many different things coming down the pipeline. Yeah. And I love that in this space, like my voice matters. You know, the things I say and do, because I'm passionate, and I've been in Dallas for over 10 years, and I'm like, I've been here taking up space. I need to do something. Yeah. You know, and being able to be a part of the Dallas Weekly family. Shout out to all of the team, to Jess and Patrick, to be able to be a part of the team and to let the world know, like, what Dallas has going on. Like, it's just such a thriving feeling because there's so much good stuff going on.
I love it.
It's so much. When you think about politics, hip-hop, education, there's so many things
Dallas is the new melting pot, man.
It's so many things Dallas going on. Dallas is the new melting pot. So I love a good angle. I love a good story. And so super excited to just see the trajectory of where we go. So make sure y'all follow us, the Dallas Weekly, on all platforms.
I love it. Okay, well, our shit went weird.
Mills over there. What y'all guys up to tonight? What y'all sipping on tonight? Let me know.
Put that in the comments.
What's y'all drink of choice?
Come on, drink a drink.
Listen, what's the drink that don't have a lot of calories? Let's talk about that.
Well, you know, me personally, I had to come off that whiskey.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop.
Oh, no. Oh, that all sucks. Okay, 1 second. Let me get us right. Oh, God. That's what happens when you got all the chords. Jesus.
But it's still going. I wish I could freestyle for y'all.
I mean, you can. You got bars or not?
I don't have no bars, but listen.
You ain't got no bars?
I can do a beat for y'all. Bam, bam, ay.
Okay. We're going to leave that about right there.
You back?
In hopes. That was crazy. I don't even know what I hit.
It was all that ass.
Look, all that.
It was all that ass.
All right, there we go. My bad, y'all.
Listen, it's a dope setup, though. This has been so fun. Okay, while she doing that, let me show y'all. Shout out to Cicely. Thank you so much for this beautiful, beautiful plaque. I went to a meeting a couple weeks ago, and she presented me with this, and I just thought it was just the absolute sweetest, most thoughtful gift ever. I'm super excited for the platform that I have and just being able to just shine a light on the different things. Shout out to Jazzy from 97.9. We partner on a segment called She Reps. She represents, and we highlight women in the DFW area that's doing phenomenal things. And so if you know somebody or if you are that somebody that's doing great things in the DFW area,
I love that.
Let me know. You get a feature in Dallas Weekly, plus it's an interview with Jazzy on 97.9. I love that because I love breaking myths that black women don't support each other.
I love that, yeah.
And this, I love supporting our black women. I love that. Supporting my sisters because we are so dope. Yeah. The things that we're doing. And we just need to bring light and visibility to what they're doing.
I love it. And what's crazy about the whole situation is I think Tarnisha did She Reps, right? Mm-hmm. So one of our good friends, that was the first time I heard about it.
Really? Okay.
Was when Tar did her story, which was I'm trying to remember. It was
after Juneteenth last year.
Yes, that's what it was. Because I think
so she probably June or July.
She had performed at Juneteenth, and then
with
that's
the network DFW. Shout out to our peeps.
Shout out to the network. Oh my God, the network is just
amazing.
Coda, the whole thing is growing like crazy. I love to see it. I love to see. It's so cool when you watch your friends start something from inception, like from a seed, and grow it and like stay consistent. Even when ain't nobody showing up, they like.
I'm telling you, I would write a book on consistency. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm. It's a thing, like for real, y'all. And what's crazy is my friend B Nation, who was on the show just last week. You know, before we even started recording, she started talking to me about that, about like how when people see you being consistent, that's when they're more willing to support. Because so many people are just like, I'm going to try this thing, and if it don't work, then I'm going to quit.
It's so easy to give up.
Yeah, and it's like, nah, are you still going to grind it out when only 2-3 people are watching your story?
You only get 2 likes when you finally drop the podcast.
That's it. And it's like, all right, but at some point, the algorithm or the people will pick it up, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's really about like you having a passion and really starting to enjoy the process, which I think I am learning more and more of like, nah, this is actually really fun for me. Like this is something, these are conversations I would be having anyway. If I wasn't,
these are like our talk today didn't feel nothing different because this is how we would normally talk.
That's real.
But you was talking about tea and She Reps. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time you ever heard of She Reps? Mm-hmm. Yep. So it allows us to really like a breakthrough for women who are, and I always tell recipients, let me know when you're coming out with a product, when you're launching something. Like let's be very strategic about when we do this so that it gives you the visibility that you need to help grow whatever audience or visibility that you need.
I love it.
So not only do I always look for a good story angle, I'm always talking and coaching people about like, this is how you grow your brand, or this is the best time to break out with a story, or the story shouldn't focus on you particularly, but what are you doing, and then mention you in the story. So storytelling is so unique. It's an art.
It is an art in itself.
It's an art. It takes you back to hip hop. Hip hop is the originator from storytelling.
That's right. Man, what's what was my song as a kid? Mine
was Slick Rick.
We go. Yes, that's who I. Yep, that's where I was trying to go.
He's the
you
king
could
of
visualize it.
Yes.
You could literally visualize it. Like, yo, he is telling us about how somebody chased down the street and knocked an old woman over, turned around and said, "My bad." Like, what? Yeah. Like storytelling, y'all. It is incredible, and so
it's powerful.
Another shout out to Dallas Free Press and their journalism program, because they are really attempting to garner the next generation of storytellers in the journalism space.
Those are partners. We love them.
Yeah. So the sister of Dallas Weekly. And so the whole goal is to make sure that our kids understand the power of storytelling and how you can genuinely not only change the narrative but potentially change the hearts and minds of people with how you present and tell a story in an ethical way. I'm going to look in the camera and say that, in an ethical way.
Because that's important.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, LaToya, for sitting with me. I love you so much.
I think you're love you too. Thank you for having
amazing.
me.
And me, you, and Laura, we are going to get together and do something, the three of us. I don't know what yet, but we'll make it political, but we'll make it fun as well. And what I'm going to do for that episode, I'm going to let them dress me, because when I tell you these girls, they be putting that shit on. These motherfuckers can dress, okay? Oh, like, no, and I got some dressing ass friends. That's the thing. I be over here in hoodies and like shorts half the time.
No, y'all sweater today. Like, I like that.
Man, listen.
I need you to give me the deets. It's so cute.
These two can dress. So whatever episode we do, if y'all see me looking like something that I don't usually look like, is because I told them, like, hey, put that shit on for me real quick. What's up? Like,
Mel playing, because I just was with Mel a couple weeks ago and she was fly to death. Man, so listen, stop playing with us.
Listen, that was a suit I had to have tapered because I'm only 5'4", goddammit.
Can I say that about fashion? You know, a lot of people do compliment me about like what I wear, and I don't know if it's because they just don't normally see like plus size women, but it is so important to get a seamstress, a personal tailor. Like, the clothes just don't fit like this.
Yeah.
Like, I go somewhere and I get it tailored to fit my body shape. It is so important.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other conversation. Just a little tidbit I want to drop for y'all.
And maybe that'll be the thing, right? We'll do like politics and fashion or something. And like, because I mean, we already know election night is a long one. And so we're going to have plenty time.
Listen, beyond
we have plenty drinks, plenty hookah, and plenty time to talk fashion. So yeah, no, thank you for sitting with me. Y'all make sure y'all follow LaToya.
Glamour One Dial on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm LaToya Henry.
That. And follow Dallas Weekly at Dallas Weekly.
On Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok.
All the things. All the things. Yeah, and y'all make sure y'all follow the Green Route. Follow me at I Drink Politics on all the things. And y'all, thank you. Appreciate y'all being with us with the delay. We had some delays. Oh, let's talk about the new space real quick. So we will be joining Sour Kids Productions in their studio space officially. This is episode 4. So in 6 weeks. So our next 8-week sprint will be in a new space. Great Black Century, who y'all saw 2 weeks ago, is actually our new co-producer for this show. I'm super excited to work with him. So the two of us are going over tomorrow actually to meet with the people and figure out what we're going to do with that space. And it'll be amazing because now we will have the full setup with the full production team, more space so we can have more guests and all of that. So I'm super excited just about, like, I mean, I would call it minimal growth, but for me, like, you know, building this a year ago from
it's amazing
this room right here and being able to actually get into an actual studio with a production team and an agency is just incredible. So,
well, I hope after you rewatch, you'll be like, oh yeah, I want to bring Toya back. I am a lot of fun. Listen, I'm a lot of fun.
I don't know what you thought. Like, I am the queen of reoccurring guests. Like, and what's crazy is, so I used to go on, my friend Avery, he has a show called Speak Between the Lines. I don't know, Avery, you need to bring Speak Between the Lines back. Let me point that out. But they used to do this poll to see which one of their guests would, like, you know, rank higher as far as who should be reoccurring. And it was like, people want you back on. And so I love to see the feedback from the episodes because it lets me know what y'all fucking with. It lets me know who was giving good insight, who was giving good information. So I'm all for LaToya coming back. Number one, because like I love her to death and we have amazing conversations, but also because she adds amazing insight. And the whole goal of this show is to not only entertain and engage y'all, but to inform and educate our people about what's going on in this country and in the world. So 100% we'll be back. Me, you, and Laura will definitely. Laura, I hope you watching. We will definitely.
I love you.
She's just so fly. It's just dumb. It's just crazy. All right, and we're gonna get out of here, y'all. So y'all have a great night, and we'll talk to y'all later.
What up, though?
I ain't never seen her rep her hood that hard. I love it. All right. We black.
And that's a wrap. Woo, this was so much fun.
Babe, I'm telling you, this is my first 2-hour episode.
Really?
I ain't never done no 2-hour episode over here.
Listen, I'm steady breaking up stuff that's not on the list.
No, that was good though. And now, all right, I'll share those later. Oh, I know what y'all doing over here.
No, this was so much fun.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Hey. Listen, if I can't do nothing else, I can gas. I'm a gift for gas.
We got 6,200 likes. I mean, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that ain't bad.
Yes.
That ain't bad. Just share my video. Thank y'all for sharing the video. We appreciate that, babies.
Thank you. I had so many people like, oh, I'm tuning in. I'm like, yes, tune in.
Come on. My day. Yeah, okay. I done knocked all the cameras over. Kids gonna be like, what the hell happened? I actually don't know. I'm just not sure. I thought I had cleared everything.
I'm telling you, it was your ass. I was like, a domino effect just going on.
Look, and I was like, not the light too. You mean the light?